All right, welcome back, everyone. So the recession buzzword has many people thinking about creating new revenue streams this year, and business owners might be viable for some of those things. So joining me this morning to talk about small business success in the new year, Terri Sherman, a business broker, which, I had never really heard of or thought about. So go ahead and explain what that is and how people can take advantage of that.
So I like to explain it as a realtor in theory, but just for existing businesses.
Right.
So I help match buyers and sellers here in the state of Florida with what I call Main Street businesses. So think of your mom and pop, nail salon, dry cleaners, gas station, medical practice. So usually non-franchise,
Right.
but it's a great way to kind of use what I call the cheat code and step in and build upon what someone's already established.
I mean, you think years ago it was like family members. They'd be like, I'll take over the dentistry,
That's right.
business, or I'll take over the grocery store. But it's not like that anymore.
It's not.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, truthfully, I'm sorry to say, the children usually don't want the business.
Yeah,
So
which is heartbreaking, but
it
it's
is.
true. So what type of person would you say, like if you're having certain feelings or you got a little extra money, is that the time to step into this, or what kind of qualities or traits or mindset do you need?
So I think we're in this space where that entrepreneurship buzzword is still floating around, and everyone feels this need to kind of be in this hustle culture of, I gotta own a business. And it's not necessarily true. It may not be for you. So I think definitely weighing the cost of, is this really something that I can commit to? Do I have the funds and the time, more importantly, and the resources, right, to be able to launch properly and be successful in that is the first step. But certainly, yes, if you have some additional capital and are looking to make it work and you kind of have that attraction to small business, absolutely.
Would you say you need to have a certain amount of money set aside in advance? Is there any type of formula that people should look at?
It varies for everyone. So like in my case, for instance, I sell existing businesses. And so you're typically looking to have at least $30,000 to $50,000 on the lower end to put in liquid capital. But there's so many ways to make money today. So if you're a professional service or you have a product that you want to launch, when you look at platforms like an Etsy or a Shopify where you can launch your own small business via the internet for, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to get started, it's very different. So I just think you really have to assess what your desires are and what your ultimate objectives are.
So where do you start, and who's calling you? What type of people are calling you?
That's great. So to answer that part first, usually the small business owner that perhaps is looking to retire, perhaps they're looking to kind of just liquidate some assets, and perhaps one of the assets may be a small business that he or she owns. That's who's calling me. And on the other end, especially kind of the height of the pandemic, it was people who perhaps weren't furloughed necessarily, but started really thinking, maybe my job is not as secure as I thought. Maybe I do want to have an additional revenue stream, and then started looking in, what can I do that won't take me away from my full-time job, but again, create some additional revenue.
Yeah, or launch you somewhere into the
That's
future.
right.
And quickly, what jobs or which businesses do you see thriving in the future?
Oh my
everything's everything's changing.
It is. Internet-based businesses for sure. Thank the pandemic, I think, for that. Pet businesses, believe it or not.
Really? Because we love our pets.
We love our pets, and we don't mind spending money for our pets.
You're right.
So those are absolutely thriving. And then any kind of just general service businesses that we would call maybe evergreen, that we're going to always need. Mechanic shops, cleaning services, professional services.
There you go. I love it. I mean, it certainly gets us thinking into what's next. And, if you have that extra money and the drive, why not?
That's right.
Terri, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Food for thought in
That's right.
2023.